The other thing you said, and I'll make this really quick if I can, is scripture, interpreting scripture. And I used to be an evangelical, and this, I never had a huge problem with it, but it always kind of sat wrong with me a little bit, and that it seems a little arbitrary. So maybe like probably the most common and easy example that gets used would be Paul in Romans, especially versus James in his epistle. And I don't think this is true, and I'm sure you don't either, that they conflict with each other. But let's say you come to it and you're not sure what to think, and you read them, and you're like, it seems like one's saying one thing and one's saying the opposite. One approach, and I think just to be blunt with you, I think this is the approach evangelicals take is they pick Paul somewhat arbitrarily, and they say, now we're going to read James in light of that. You could do the opposite, and I think that would be also arbitrary to say, well, I'm going to reinterpret Paul based on what I think James is saying.
Right. Right.
And so to me, I don't think that resolves I don't think that's a solution necessarily that removes that ambiguity fully when we run into these problems in scripture, because
Right.
now you're applying an outside principle. You're saying, I'm going to say that Paul is more fundamental. But of course, the scripture doesn't say that. It doesn't say, hey, go to Paul, and then that's
Right.
more fundamental than what you read in James, things like that. So
Right.
I think, I have my personal opinion on how to resolve those tensions. That's not necessarily the point I'm trying to get at, but I still think it leaves that issue open for sola scriptura, I guess is what I'm trying to say.